Hello, it's Elizabeth here, and welcome back to flip number 32, I believe. And this is my Fibonacci for the months of September and October. And I say it every time, but I'll say it again because I've had some new subscribers, and I thank you very much for subbing to my channel. I hope you enjoy what you see. And I use altered composition books. I glue 3 pages together to prevent bleed through, and I'll show you that as we get into it. And each book holds 2 months. So at the end of the year, I'll have 6 composition books filled with all of my memories from the year. So this has been such a wonderful journey for me, and I'm so glad that I found the group Fibonacci Journalers on Facebook, and I will link them below. So anywho, my book's getting a little bit thick, and so I just, hold it together with one of these things that, it's a headband from the Dollar Tree. What I like about these as well is they have like these exposed rubber parts, so it kind of grips the book and holds it better. So here's a little tip for you. Okay, let's get started. I think the last, whoa, what's that? Oh, just a piece of something. I think the last time, let's see, we were starting into the month of October. So we had gone through September. Okay, here we go. So in my books, what I do is, what I started doing, I didn't do this at the very beginning, but what I started doing when I got into it is I make a monthly pocket, and inside the pocket holds the prompts for the month, and it holds the prompts for the letter at October that I get online, and then it just holds like, stickers and just different memes and different things that I can use in the book, because if I take this on the go with me, then I have all my stuff. So this month too, I really haven't been using like too many of the prompts. I don't know. Things have been odd this month. Anywho, this was my first page, and it was just a day where we were waiting on my husband's test results, and so it was kind of just a stressful kind of day, and spent a lot of time in prayer and singing praise songs, and so yeah, I wanted a page for that. And that I just tipped in, is that how you say it? Yeah, I just tipped that in. So October 1st, we had the prompt. I did use the thunk trunk. That's what I call it. I think on the group they call it thunk its. And they're just questions that kind of make you go, So the question was, if you say sorry and don't mean it, but the person you say it to thinks you do, does it count? My answer was, in short, no. If an apology is not sincere and heartfelt, then guess what? It's not an apology. So there's that. And then Linda does the prompt for List It on Thursdays. And it was old friends, like list old friends that you had lost contact with. And I'll tell you, I was not the popular girl in high school. And while I had some, friends, I had 2 very good friends throughout high school. And, like I had acquaintances and stuff like that, but I wasn't involved in extracurricular activities. I just, school was not my thing, I'll be honest with you. And so, yeah, those 2 friends, one of them I had since kindergarten. And we're still friends to this day. So we call each other. She doesn't live here anymore, but, we call each other and talk for hours. And yeah, so we're going on 40 years of being friends. The other friend I am still friends with, but we're just not in a lot of contact, So, but we, when I do see her occasionally and talk with her and things like that. So, and then this, I started to do this. I was going to try to take part in a photo a day challenge. Okay. Now go figure, because I don't usually take photos, I guess. I mean, well, I do, and I stick them in here. Like I take, or I post, photos of my pages on the website, on the Facebook thing, but I don't know. It ended up not working out for me. So anyhow, it was a photo a day challenge to raise awareness for dysautonomia, which is the umbrella term for the chronic illness that I have. What I have is called POTS, POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and it's a big fat pain in the butt. So, this is a picture of me back in 2009, the year that I was diagnosed. We happened to be on vacation in this picture, a yearly vacation that we used to take, and yeah, I wasn't feeling quite so normal that year, and I wasn't sure why. Then come to find out, hello, yeah, I had POTS. So anyway, so that was my first attempt. So what I ended up doing, and you'll see on every page, there's going to be one of these ribbons, which is the ribbon for dysautonomia awareness. And this month of October is Dysautonomia Awareness Month, as well as it being Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So all you ladies out there, get your mammograms. I already had mine. Get yours. Very important. Okay, so these two pages, I hope I don't spend too long on these because I did do kind of like a process video before. So what happened on this weekend is my husband and I decided to fly up to Georgia to attend my in-laws' 50th anniversary party. They're currently here at my house working, and so we told them, we didn't know if we were going to be able to make it, and they were so disappointed. But so they took my kids and drove, their grandkids, and drove up so that at least my kids could be a part of it. And so yeah, we ended up pulling off a huge surprise because they had no idea we were coming. They knew that my husband hadn't been feeling well, which is their son, and I hadn't been doing all that great anywho. So we were on planes, trains, and automobiles, and that is the sweet Camaro that we rented while we were up there. We had no idea we were going to get a Camaro. It was kind of funny. My husband had rented some other kind of car that he always likes to rent, and the last one had just driven out of the parking lot when we got to the rental place. And so the guy was like, here's your aisle, pick whatever car. And they were all like sports cars and stuff. I don't know what happened, but anyway, yeah, it was a sweet ride. The only sad part was that it was convertible and it was cold and rainy like the whole weekend. So we didn't get to use that. But anyway, but it was a fun little car. So here's a picture of my in-laws on their wedding day. And here is them now. And so that was, it was just a sweet surprise. Such a wonderful weekend. My niece, their granddaughter, she, planned the whole party and did everything. She even got a cake. She took a picture of their original wedding cake right here and took it to a cake decorator and had him replicate it. So it was really cool. And we had such a great time with everybody. And then on this day here, we were still up there. We had left in the afternoon this day, and so I found this thing. Families are like fudge, mostly sweet with a few nuts, and that so describes our family. Yeah, so we had multiple generations there, and we had such a wonderful time. We spent a great time with everybody. We hadn't, we had met for the first time our beautiful grandniece, our brand new grandniece. She was born this summer. So we got to meet her, and oh my heavens, big handsome. He was in heaven. He loves babies. So he was busy loving her up all weekend long. And then we also got to meet our new niece, from another sister of my husband's, and she was adopted from Costa Rica. So yeah, it was like a 10-year-long process, and they finally, I believe they brought her home last Christmas in time for Christmas. What a wonderful Christmas gift that was. And so yeah, we met her, and so that was nice. And then we just had kind of like a family reunion. So it was a lot of fun, and there was about 30 people there that are all, first cousins and just sisters, and, all of my sisters-in-law. And their families and their kids, and one of those, my niece, has 3 kids of her own. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then we flew on Southwest, so I decided to put my pretzel bag in here because I wrote on this card here, oh, when we flew back, we actually, like, the plane apparently had some kind of technical difficulties or something. Just the thing you want to hear when you're getting on a plane. So yeah, we ended up sitting on the plane for an hour. Yeah, before we were able to come home. Anyway, so we had a wonderful time. They were so surprised. It was so nice seeing everybody, and it was just great. And then this day, October 5th, was a Monday, and we're not doing prompts, I don't think, anymore on Monday. And so, yeah, this day I didn't feel like writing things out. I don't even know what happened this day. I felt like drawing pumpkins, so that's what I did. We do not celebrate Halloween here at my house. We have never celebrated Halloween. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. But anywho, yeah, my teenage daughter, well, she's an adult, but my daughter's still salty about that. Oh, golly. I think last year was the first year she actually made a jack-o'-lantern. So anyway, so that's that. So I just decided to do a fall-like page with pumpkins, and put a nice little autumn poem up there. So that was fun. And then this day here, let's see, it was Tuesday. So yeah, my kids had gotten home safely with Grandma and Grandpa the day before. So that was nice. And we had a ton of laundry to do from the trip. So I was doing laundry all day long. And then this day we were quite irritated because if you remember from the last flip, I think it was, my son's new old car, or his old new car, I don't know how to say it, but anyway, we had gotten him a car, I don't even know whenever it was. And anyway, he'd only driven it like about a handful of times. And then my husband and he went out to go run some errands, and he was going to get some driving practice time in, and the car wouldn't start. So I was like, are you kidding me? They tried everything. So we ended up having to have it towed to, the place where you take cars to get fixed. And they couldn't do anything with it. It's the saga of the car now. So yeah. Anyway, you'll hear about more about that later on. And then this day here, I received happy mail from the lovely Cat Hand right here. And she made this beautiful ATC card and sent and a lovely little note, and just sent a plethora of beautiful items. And I was just so honored that she sent me pieces of her lovely artwork. It was such a surprise, and it was just so appreciated. So that was fun. And then this day here, let's see. Oh, it was Whimsical Wednesday. So Lynn's prompt was your favorite fall treat. And I remember when we used to, I did celebrate Halloween growing up. And we used to carve jack-o'-lanterns and all of that. And I just remember the four of us kids taking turns scooping out all the gooey parts with the seeds and everything. And then my mom would roast them. So that was one of my favorite fall treats. And I think on my process video, I talked about, of course, treats in the sense of the candy, that you collected when you went trick-or-treating, and how the four of us, we were such horrible children. We would actually try to steal each other's candy. It was bad. It was bad, bad, bad. We were bad children. And so we would have to hide our candy so that each one of us wouldn't steal the other ones. It was crazy. And then in other news, so this down here is a bunch of mushrooms. My son and I, in his biology class, I teach him biology, and here at home. And so we went shrooming that day. We took a walk around the yard and out in the front and everything, and tried to find some mushrooms, and we did not have any luck finding them. So we'll have to keep our eyes peeled. And wouldn't you know it, mushrooms pop up in my yard all the time, and yet when you look for them, they're not there. But when you don't need them, they're everywhere. Ugh, I don't even know how that happens. But anyway, so we did end up doing an experiment with yeast, so that was interesting. And poor Sunshine's car is still in the shop with no news at this time. Ugh. So then this day here, I wasn't really into anything. I don't know. So yeah, this isn't one of my favorite pages. But anyhow, Linda's list at prompt, and it was because I forgot my thunk trunk and I forgot to put my blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. I was out of sorts this day. And so places to visit, since I do all or most of my visiting vicariously or in my dreams, I guess if I had to choose some places that I would like to visit, would be the Grand Canyon. I've never been out there. I've been to California, but that was on an airplane. So, yeah, didn't see the Grand Canyon. And I would like to. I would like to go over to the UK, especially to see some UK friends over there. That would be fun. I'd love to go to Scotland because it just looks so beautiful and. My husband is Scottish, his heritage is Scottish, so that would be pretty cool. And I could visit my pen pal while I'm there. And then Santorini, Greece, just because it's so beautiful, the pictures and everything that I see. I'd love to see Japan because I would love to just buy up every piece of stationery paraphernalia I could find. I just think Sweden would be so cool. And Rome, of course, would be interesting. So those are places I'd like to visit. And then would I rather carry 1 kilogram, and I know this is supposed to be lowercase, but would I rather carry 1 kilogram of stones or feathers? So I'm thinking about that and thinking about it and thinking about it because that's what the purpose is. It's a thunk trunk, it's a thunk it. And without getting into the physics of it all, I would have to say it wouldn't matter because if we're talking weight only, and they both weigh 1 kilogram, it doesn't matter. Whether it's feathers or stones, because they would weigh the same. So that's that. And then we've had a squirrel invasion, and yeah, I don't know what's going on since we haven't had squirrels. I would say since 1992, which is when the big Hurricane Andrew blew through here and just made it look like a war zone. And we didn't see squirrels for the longest time. And then all of a sudden, we have like a squirrel community in my backyard. I don't know what's going on. They've, of course, they're gathering their acorns, I suppose, because we have a bunch of oak trees are in my neighbor's yard. And so, yeah, they are just munching on all the acorns. And there's a bunch of them. I don't even, more than a handful. It's like a whole family. So anyhow. This has gone on long enough, and I will stop here on my pretty collage page, and I will thank you for sharing your time with me and listening to my ramblings, and I will catch you on the next flip.